All right, so Snap Raise. Okay, we're going to be using Snap Raise to offset the cost of us traveling to Worlds. Allow me to provide you with some history. Over the years, uh, our teams have made it to a number of signature events throughout the United States. Uh, and when they've gone, they have generally not fundraised for those events. And the costs sometimes were over $1,000 per participant. So if you had a team of four, right, between the hotel, flight, the registration for Worlds is close to $1,000 all by itself. So it adds up, and then those four people end up paying way too much to represent our team and our school. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to fundraise for it. And we're going to fundraise as a team, as a whole unit, as 11342, as robotics. And then whoever makes it to Worlds will use that money. And then if you don't make it to Worlds, uh, I mean, we'll cover that in a future, a little bit later on in this conversation here. After states, on states, right? Our states is March 8th. We would have about 2 weeks, give or take, to secure everything. We can't wait to secure vans because we'll run out of vans. We can't wait to secure hotels. There won't be any more space. We can't wait to secure flights. They'll be through the roof. We can't wait it's going to end up being a time crunch, a sprint. And in order to avoid that sprint, we need to get ahead of it and have the money secure beforehand so that this way we can actually uh, to spend the money and secure the things we need in time to be able to go to Worlds and be able to fulfill our season-ending goal. What happens if we don't go to Worlds? Well, if we don't go to Worlds, we're going to take that money and we're going to reinvest into the program 100%. We're going to complete our two field system, including our two sets of field risers that are powder coated, one red, one blue. We're gonna finish the perimeter. We're gonna finish the tiles for the one field. Uh, we will also like for example, this year pneumatics and last year pneumatics was a pretty big deal and it was kind of expensive because that was the new technology in the house. Whatever the new technology is for next year, we don't know yet, right? So it's going to be something we're going to need to invest in. So some of it will go into that, purchasing the newest and greatest that will give us a bit of an advantage. What do you need to do as a participant? Well, first thing you have to do is set up a profile, and you've done this through Walkathon, hopefully. And you need to have a good uh, face, a good photo, smiling face on your profile. Do not use any kind of animations. Do not do it like this. It's your face. Take a picture of it, and make sure like your hair is like put together nicely, clean shaven, and you're smiling. This is going to be the forward face of your efforts. And if you don't think that kind of thing matters to you, that's fine. But in general, you're not asking for money from you. You're asking for money from people who generally do care about what you look like. You're going to be Your success in SnapRaise is going to be measured by the number of donors acquired. Okay. So when when you send out your bio, right? When you have your bio explaining why it is we're doing this, what are we hoping to fundraise for, explain that whole part of this, and you'll have this document as well. So that will get you through that. Uh, that will be good. It will also you also need to write up, as you know, I'm sure, your text messages and your emails that need to be sent out to different people. Uh, I recommend using AI. This is a great time to use AI. For those of you that don't know, what you see in front of you was written by AI. I write what I want to say. I put it into ChatGPT. It spits it back at me. I rewrite the parts I don't like. I put it back into ChatGPT. This was the fourth version of what I got. And I'm sure there's some things I'll change in the future, but I mean, it's good for now. It's fine for what we're doing here. And that's going to be what you're going to do as well. I recommend you put in something you want to write, something persuasive. Maybe ask chat to give you an idea of a persuasive writing and then change it to something you would actually write. It doesn't make sense if it sounds like you have 4 or 5, graduate degrees from uh, an Ivy League school when you're, let's say, a sophomore in high school or a freshman in high school for that matter. The minimum goal is 20 unique donors, 20 individual people to give you money. You can win prizes. Uh, your prizes are going to be whoever has the most donors and whoever has the highest average of money per donation. So, for example, can I get 20 people to give $5? Yes. That satisfies what it is I'm looking for. I'm hoping that's not what happens, right? Because that would put us into a bit of a hole, but that would satisfy what I'm looking for. To get the second award, you would not be able to get, you know, $5 per donation and have the highest average because that average would be $5. So it would be a combination of donors and uh, donors and then money per donor. Who should you reach out to? How should you build this thing? All right. Well, do not ask your parents. Your parents are going to be dealing, your immediate family is going to be dealing with the 450 from uh, July to July, right? I call it June to June, from the end of school to the next year. They're going to be dealing with that amount of money. It's not right to have them double dip like that. Like, you don't need to have your parents just bail you out every time. And in the end, you need to have 20 donors. Okay. Your agreement to go to this thing is based entirely on 20 donors. So if you want to be sure if your team actually makes it just to Worlds that you are part of that trip, you need to make sure you have your 20 donors. Okay. Um, but this here's that 450. I recommend, especially if you're not comfortable with persuasive writing like me, to use AI, and we'll go from there. And look, this can make it free for us to go to Worlds. I mean, could you imagine of a team 3 years ago, let's say, ended up having to pay 1,000 or $1,200 to go to a signature event or the Worlds, and we get to go for free, right? This is why I've saved Snap Raise this whole time, is to be able to use in this instance, right? Everyone's required to do this, whether you make it to state or not, whether you whatever or not. This is a team effort because our team will be represented in in Worlds, hopefully, right? That's the goal. All right. Hopefully, I explained this well. Hopefully, you know what to do. I plan on starting this Tuesday. I already spoke to the guy about uploading an account for me and how to get on board and stuff. I spoke to Mr. Delgado on how to do it. I have another appointment with him later on this week to make sure everything's right as rain, and then we can push forward. All right, here we go.